I'm Morgan Gleeson, and this is my story. My name is Morgan Gleeson. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Byron, California. I grew up on a small farm, and I was homeschooled my whole life. Originally, when I heard about Corban, I was a junior in high school, and I was considering two offers from a D1 and a D2 school. One of my friends from back home told me she got into Corban, and she was like, they have your major, their softball team's really great, and I think you'll really like it. I didn't really take it to heart, but I signed up for their prospect camp, and I thought, it'll be a fun road trip for my mom and my sister and I to go on, visit family, and go visit Oregon. The morning of the prospect camp, I was really anxious, and I've never really been anxious for any college camps or anything, just because I've gone to so many of them, and I felt really off, and I felt uncomfortable, and I was so nervous. It was so bad. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, something's wrong. I think I'm gonna suck. It's gonna be really bad. So I get to the camp, and Farler, who was coaching Corban at the time, had no idea who I was. I emailed her a day before the camp, hey, I'm gonna be there, just to let you know, my name's Morgan Gleeson. And she's like, all right, sounds great. I introduced myself, and it was a really small camp than what I was used to, and they all knew who Coach Farler was. And I was like this outsider that just showed up out of nowhere. And it was so wild to me because I stepped on the field and I just fell in love with Corban. And how I had played at the prospect camp was the best that I had ever played at a college camp. And I don't know what it was. I feel like my anxiety was just God telling me you're gonna love it, you're gonna go here. And it was really crazy for me, especially for the division that Corban is. I'd never considered going with an NAIA school. When I decided this was it for me, it was all based on the fact I knew nothing about the school, and I was kind of just a lot of unknowns. And I told my dad, I was like, Dad, this is it. We gotta say yes to Corban. So I lost my dad over Christmas break on December 27th. It was a very unexpected, massive heart attack. It was really hard coming back to Corban and playing softball and trying to mentally and emotionally be there for the team the way that our coaches and our teammates expected all of us to be. And it was really hard just playing a sport that my dad and I dedicated so much time and effort into, and knowing that he wasn't going to be there to watch me play another game. And I hit a point where I realized how much bigger the game was in my life than just me throwing around softball with 25 other girls. It's no longer just softball, and I'm no longer just a student athlete. I'm a kid who is playing a sport that her dad loved, and every time I touch the field, it's gonna be for him. My team and my coaches, they treat me like every other teammate. They're like, you have to put in the same amount of work, the same amount of effort, and I needed that. I need that stability to feel like they expected the same thing out of me that they expected before my dad passed. It was so refreshing to come back from, and it was really awesome to see how they showed me love in their own way, but they showed me in a way that helped me get through it. And coming back to the Corban community, especially, it's really different for me to have just an entire school community in general being so open to the fact we understand that what you're going through is so painful. My financial situation changed drastically. My entire family was dependent on my dad because he was the only one that worked, and I walked into so many offices. I walked into student life, I walked into our financial services, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, I'm so confused, I'm so lost. I don't even know our tax return information. And I just sat down and I cried, and I was like, I'm so worried, I'm scared. And they always they looked at me, they're like, all right, we'll figure it out together. And there was never a point that I felt like I was alone. I heard at chapel, and I don't remember who was speaking, but I just remember him saying pain is a gift. And I just sat there, and for days, I thought about it over and over and over again. And it really made me realize that the life that we live here on earth, it's not a luxury, it's a gift. And my dad is not a luxury that I get to I'm not entitled to my dad. I think my faith has grown tremendously because I'm no longer looking at life and softball and being in college and having all these gifts and talents and having all these amazing people in my life. I'm they're not luxuries. They're not things that I get to say that I have to have them or I deserve them. They're all gifts in my life that I have to appreciate, and it was through my pain and my faith that I realized my life's a gift, not a luxury. And I need to appreciate every gift that I receive. And it was really big for my faith. And being at Corban definitely walked me through that process of getting to that point.